Hey girls, I'm here. Come on, join me. Today is a huge day because I'm off camera here. Listen to me. I feel like in my 20-year coaching career, that what I'm going to give you today in this two-part sustained weight loss workshop, it's some of the biggest information I have ever taught in my coaching career. It's going to change your life. I'm not kidding. Total paradigm shifter today. So if you are somebody who is perpetually on a diet, have been your whole life. If you are somebody who wants it so bad, but for some reason that you cannot figure out, you keep self-sabotaging. Or you feel like you just don't know why this plan isn't working, right? If that is you, we are starting a 2-day process. We're starting a lifetime process today that will get you unstuck, that will help you get rid of the frustration that you have perpetually felt your whole life, or at least since you've been trying to lose weight and get healthy. Today is about a great big teaching aha moment that's going to give you momentum that actually leads to sustained weight loss, health, progress. And this information, I'm just going to be straight with you, can apply to any area of your life because it's psychology today. Everything I'm giving you is evidence-based science psychology. So what we're going to talk about is weight loss and how to sustain it, but you can apply this to any area of your life. It's true. So when you hop on, join me, make comments, live or replay. You know that I need your feedback. Terry is here. Christine is here. Come on, girls, join me. So let's get going. Teaching. First of all, today is about the essential. It's a 2-part live, sustained life change, needs 2 parts. Today is about laying the foundation for the sustained life change. Tomorrow, we get super practical. Tomorrow is about giving you that habits matrix that I designed for you. But if I gave you that habits matrix and we didn't give you a solid foundation, it would be just something gimmicky. And I don't do gimmicks. So let's get going. Teaching. This has happened to me a billion times over the last billion years that I've coached, but it happens probably weekly. And it never ceases to break my heart. And that is this. A client comes to me. Let's call her Sally. Happened last week. Teary, frustrated, beyond frustrated. If I wasn't in her life, she'd be crying in the bathroom by herself type thing. Have you been there? Where you're just like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And that is this. This is what she says to me. I want this weight loss, health, life change so bad. And yet, I keep doing this to myself. She was talking about sabotage. 1 step forward, 5 steps back. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. And this phrase right here is what gave me let me go down that rabbit hole with her. Why do I always go back to the way I do things? The old me. Why do I always default? If you feel like Sally, drop a Sally. Because you know what? You are not alone. The information I'm giving you today changed my life and my business career, identity change. So it's not only about life change, it's like health, it's any area of your life again. So why do I always default? This is what I want to tell you. Here's your first moment. It's not that big. It won't be new information, but I want you to sit here. Any area of your life where you feel stuck, sit with me right there. Think about it with me, girls. Picture in your mind any area of your life where you feel stuck, where you feel frustrated, where you feel baffled by your own behavior. There is a core issue that's not being addressed. Right? So what we've done in that area is we focus not on the core of the issue, but on habits, on behavior. We decide, I'm gonna stop doing that from now on, right? We focus on the symptoms. It's no different. I love the sword picture I thought of. It's no different than this. You have a infected, nasty cut, and you put a Band-Aid on it, and you say, daggone, if that thing just isn't healing. And then you're like, just put another Band-Aid on there. And it's getting worse. And you're like, that is still there? What is going on? And then you get a different color Band-Aid. Oh, let's just try this one. Let's see if this Band-Aid works. Well, gosh, it's starting to really hurt now. This is serious. You go get a different size Band-Aid. Is this not the best word picture correlation to what we do with our habits and our health and our life? And instead of addressing the fact that that sucker needs antibiotics and soap, we've tried every Band-Aid known to man, and then this is what we do. This is just how my body is. My body won't heal. My body, we label ourselves. My body doesn't heal. When in fact you put 18 Band-Aids on something that needs antibiotics. And you've blamed yourself for having an aberrant body. Like, I'm just not like that, I guess. No, we need to address the core issue. So this is what I'm going to say. Number one, if you are stuck, there is a core issue not being addressed. And today, I'm going to give you the tools to get unstuck, to address that core issue. I know that I have found what I am living. I'm applying it now. My clients are applying it now. I know that I have found what it takes, if we can get this part figured out, for any sustained life change. Here we go. So we're not doing Band-Aids on infected cuts anymore, because this is what it is. One moment, I'm going to get my first chart. Okay, so first chart. What we do is this. Band-Aids, what we do is it's called outcome-based change. We want the cut to go away. So you have decided, I want to lose weight. You've decided, I want to not be pre-diabetic anymore. You've decided, whatever it is, it could be anything. Smokers, I don't want to smoke anymore. Whatever the outcome that you have decided is what you've focused on, right? And so the very next thing we do is what? My screen is backwards, so your words are straight, so I'm going to be all over. We say, I want to lose weight. So then we come over here to habits and we say, no more sugar. I'm never eating sugar again. Nope. And you can forget any fun foods. Pizza, pasta, cheesecake, out of my life forever. We focus on our habits, doing better. Do better, work harder. And the whole time, what happens is, guess what gets ignored? You. You get totally ignored. And what this does, the process of focusing change on the outcome, is this, my girls, gives a megaphone to your inner critic, right? So in this model, what happens is you try to fix your habits without fixing the person who's got the habits. And what happens is then it fails. It ends in huge frustration. Like my client Sally saying, why am I like this? Tears, awful feelings, right? And what really needs to happen is we need to fix the core and get the megaphone out of the inner critic that says, you're never going to change. Never. This is what you do. This is who you are. You're screw up. You'll always be overweight. You'll always be XYZ. You're never, right? So outcome-based change that ignores the core is a horrifying way to live your life. What it does too is it puts you in constant battle with yourself. Right? You are constantly trying to do things that the old you doesn't know how to do and maybe even doesn't want to do. Does that make sense? I'm going to pause. This is a lot of information. If you have any comments, I can't see them yet, but I'm your girl. I would love to hear what you have to think about this. Okay, so there's Sandy says hi to me. Good. Kylie's here. Hi. Good. Okay, I'm not by myself. Sometimes it feels weird to be in my office just kind of talking. It's bizarre. So yes, Kylie says, this is so me. Michelle, this is me. Christina, yes. Good, right? So you beat yourself up like crazy because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But like, why would she do that? Because it's not who she is yet. So what we need to do is this. Change always comes from the inside out. Let's rephrase that. Sustainable, permanent life change always comes from the inside out. Temporary change always comes from the outside, what we do or don't do in, and it never works. It's depressing. It's horrifying. So what do? How do we fix it? What we do instead of outcomes focused change is we go to, I love this so much. We go here, straight to you. We're going to go to identity-based change. And what I want to tell you is I went down 5,000 rabbit holes because once I start learning something, I'm like insatiable. James Clear in Atomic Habits has part of this. This is, the first one is his model. Kind of. I put my own spin on it. So this is James Clear, Atomic Habits. This is me. So identity-based change. So what I want to show you is this. Take a look. My screen is backwards. So identity-based change is how permanent change happens. Permanent weight loss. This is who you are now. It's this. Step number 1. I want to show you that all of this is you. It's backwards for me, so it's really weird. All of this is you. The old you, the new you, it's all you. And the reason that is important, to not think of it as the before and the after, our culture loves that, is because, listen to this, crazy psychology. Your brain is designed to demand integrity, meaning your brain will never allow you to just get rid of the old you. That's not how God designed you. You're not wired like that. What you are designed to do, brings tears to my eyes. What you are designed to do is to honor your story. Honor her. Look, you might be overweight, and this is the old you that is overweight now or was. She had a bunch of babies. She was a warrior, right? So we have to honor our story in order for this model to work. We have to honor where we've been in order to get where we're going. So decide who you want to be, but then honor who you were or who you are now, depending on where you are in this model. How do we do that? You're not going to believe it. This whole exercise of integrating all of who you are, the before, the after, who you want to become, who you were, is as simple. And I gave this to my private clients who were like, it's as simple as crafting a story. Crafting not a story, your story. What do I mean? So it looks like this. And if you want this PDF, drop a PDF because this is all an exercise. It is very, very simple, but it's a little deep. I'm not going to lie. So what do? You say, former me says this. This is how your story goes. I used to be really overweight and unhappy, uncomfortable, self-conscious, horrible habits, self-sabotage myself all the time, totally confused myself. Like, why am I like this? Now we're moving to the middle pocket. But then, this is your story. I used to be like this, but then there was a deciding moment. I sat on the floor, could not for the life of me get up. Right? You been there? But then I went to the doctor and I'm now pre-diabetic. But then someone said something mean to me about the way I looked. But then there was a wake up moment. And number one, who I was. Number two, a moment. Number three, I took massive action. And I said, that's it. I'm hiring Patty. A lot of you did. Or massive action. I got into a support group. Whatever your massive action is, must be part of your story. And listen to me, a lot of you haven't taken massive action yet. You are still kind of wallowing here, and you don't know why you can't get, oh my dumb backward screen. You don't know why you can't get this one. Get over here, right? It takes massive decision. 1 moment, 2 moments, a season of your life maybe, and then a decision. And then the next thing is this. You tell your story of who you are now. Now I've lost, Candy Kaiser, 45 pounds. Now I'm down 5 pounds and I feel great. Now I'm no longer pre-diabetic, right? So it must include all of who you are. You need to honor who you were. You need to embrace who you're becoming. And there needs to be a link in the middle as to how you got here. Because listen, it's all of you. This is all of you. I love that part. So let me give you an example. This research that this came from, this research was done on people who immigrated to the United States who were highly educated, high performers in their own nations. One story that popped out to me the most, and I told my group this already, my Simple Steps girls, is the taxi cab driver in New York City who was a surgeon. I believe it was in India. And he was happy as could be driving his taxi. And when they interviewed him and talked to him, amongst all these other people in this research, they all had this in common, their story. And their story included, this is who I used to be, but then his story was similar to this. I used to be a surgeon in my country, honored. But then I realized my children are going to live in this situation that's horrifying. They will not get the education that I had. They will not have what they need to succeed in life. And I made a massive decision, took massive action, and I moved my whole family to the United States. And now, yeah, I'm driving a taxi, but all my kids are educated. My grandchildren are healthy and safe. Do you see the difference? He didn't, I didn't want to be a surgeon anyway. No, he didn't. It's all of who you are that matters. So you craft your story. If you want the PDF, again, put it and you can do the exercise. But then here's the other part. You craft your story, but then you have to, it's a little weird, but embrace this with me. You have to tell your story to yourself. Meaning, for me, I was going around saying, I'm just a new business owner. I don't know. My story is I was in the ICU. I liked it, didn't love it. I was good at it. I could have stayed there, but I was miserable. This right here is what I was supposed to be doing. So I took massive action and I said, I can't live my life like this anymore. I'm not living in integrity. I don't want this. I want that. And I quit my job. And I didn't know what was going to happen next, but I said, one way or the other, I'm getting out of here. I can't live like this anymore. It was miserable because I wasn't living who I was supposed to be. And now I am doing what I'm supposed to do. And I get the privilege and honor of coaching you guys this stuff. So, okay. So you've had 2 examples. Questions. I'm going to pause. Questions. Hit me up. Comments. First step, decide who you want to be. Second step is do the work in this pocket right here. What was your decision? What was your massive action? And then tell your story to yourself, and then tell it to somebody else. When you tell me all the girls that have lost 20 to 45 pounds in simple steps, people don't say, how did you do that? Those girls are going to be able to say, well, I was miserable, sick. Blood work was terrible. Mentally, I was a hot dieting mess. I hired Patty, and now, yes, my life has changed. I'll never diet again. Whatever your story is, tell it to yourself, tell it to somebody else. Now, tomorrow, let me look. First, I'm just going on and on because I love you and I love this. Sandy O'Bannon says it makes sense. Questions, hit me up. I'm going to wait a minute. It's delayed all the time. So, recap. Change comes from the inside out. Any change coming outside in causes frustration and failure. To change who you are, you have to decide who that is, who you want to be. Number 3, craft your story before, deciding point after, and tomorrow we're going to teach the new, totally integrated you how to get the habits going, because now what we're doing is this. I love this so stinking much. Now you're going to be one person. This is you. I used to be miserable. I made a decision. I'm not perfect yet. I'm learning. But now I'm thinking differently. I had a client tell me that. And I know it was a God moment because it was 2 days ago when I was knee deep in this stuff. And she says to me, this is her text. You know who you are if you're out there. She lost a gob ton of weight and it was messy. And she'll tell you that it was hard work for her because her life was so busy and crazy and all the things. She did it. But it was still hard work to keep it off. I get a text 2 days ago and it was miles long and I love that. And she says to me, I'm starting to think like a healthy person. Don't you love that so much? I'm starting to think like a healthy person. And she gave me a list of reasons why. I don't really want to go on another diet again. I've gained 3 pounds, but I'm not freaking out, right? So it's messy. It takes time. It takes effort. But you must do this. I'm so sorry to be the hard coach today. You have to do this work if you want sustained life change. So, and it's possible. I see it all the time, but you got to do the work. Okay, let's see. Terry says, I was a mess, miserable. Oh, here's Terry's story. And I did not hire her to say this. Terry says, yes, I was a mess, miserable, hired Patty, happy, but still need the reminder of my new. Yes, it takes a long time. Okay, this is a good segue into tomorrow. I could talk to you forever. It takes reps. And what I mean by that is once you are over to this new version of yourself, the new version of yourself, it still takes time. Science has proven, and this is where James Clear Atomic Habits comes in. You just have to do what she does. The client that told me I'm starting to think like her, it's because she is doing what that girl does. And now she is that girl. It's kind of a fake it till you make it. Sometimes you can't depend on your emotions to say, oh, I really feel like that healthy girl. No, you're going to default back to your old self more quickly until it's just your lifestyle. Your habits that we're going to talk about tomorrow, I'll give you that matrix, will become routines. And then it's just who you are. But Terry's right. She needs reminders of the new her. And that's normal. You are literally creating new neural pathways in your brain. It's another lecture. So just know for sure that it takes time, but the process to start is quite simple. So anybody else have questions A lot of you want the PDF. If you want me to coach you, I will coach you. I love coaching. I'm a great coach. This is the kind of work we do because I'm not about anything but permanent life change. I'm about empowering you to do this for the rest of your life on your own, for sure. If you just want to try on your own, do it. Do something. So keep going. I love you. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., the Habit Matrix. We're going to take all of what we learned and I'm going to show you how to apply these habits to identity-based change. Change who you are. I don't expect you to do that between now and 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, but we're going to talk tomorrow about what it practically looks like in your day-to-day to start with identity-based change. There's a habit chart. There's all kinds of good stuff I'm going to give you. So come tomorrow, live or replay, 10 a.m. I'll send you these PDFs as quickly as I can. There's a lot of you and one of me, but I want you to do the work. If you have questions, make sure that you DM me. You know exactly where I am. And hopefully by now you trust me to not be a weirdo. And see you. One more chance at questions. Okay. You guys are good. Someone is saying thank you. Always. This is such a joy for me. This is not hard work. It's hard work to put it together, but it's so stinking worth it. And when I'm in this moment with you, shut up. I'm happy. So I love you. Do the work. I'm going to get you your PDF as quick as possible, and I will see you back here tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Let's keep going. Have a good day.